Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our online event about the restricted call. Whether this is your 10th Interreg Europe event or if you're joining us for the first time, in any case, we are thrilled to have you with us this morning. The restricted call, as you probably know, as you're probably aware, really presents an exciting opportunity for some new collaboration. Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Moldova, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Ukraine have recently joined our program. And on 20th of March this year, we have launched a restricted call for our first and our second call projects. The idea behind this call is to invite them to expand their partnership by incorporating up to 2 partners coming from these 7 countries. So whether you're the lead partner of first or second call projects and you're eager to broaden your current partnership, or you're presenting one of the 7 new partner states and you're looking to connect with people across Europe interested in interregional cooperation, well, you are exactly where you need to be. I will be your host this morning. My name is Kemi Milwa, and I'm a finance officer. With me, you will see several of my colleagues on screen this morning. As starters, you will see my colleague Ilaria Piazza, coordinator for project finances, and Laurencio David, policy officer. They will join me shortly to answer your questions on the restricted call. At the end of the presentation and the question and answer session, you will also see Irma Astroskaite-Denis, the head of unit of communication team, and she will join us to talk about networking assistance. We also have 2 colleagues, Mariam and Ruta, who are behind the screen answering some of your questions in writing. And of course, none of this could be happening without the support of our colleagues from communication team, Petra, Hannah, and Julie. We are together for about 2 hours, and throughout this event, you can expect a wealth of information, this for sure, about the call. Also opportunities to get your burning questions answered, and the chance to connect with fellow enthusiasts of interregional cooperation. But let's take a closer look at the agenda. After some opening remarks from our program director and our desk officer at the European Commission, we will dive into the key features of the call. This presentation will be followed by a session of question and answer and a presentation on networking assistance tools. But after this, you will have the opportunity to hear 5 projects from first and second call presenting themselves and sharing with you what they look for a new project partner. Once they are done, we will open separate breakout rooms for each project that you will be able to join to express your interest. And it will be then time to close our event with a short presentation on the next steps. To engage with us and ask your questions, please use slido.com. You see the QR code right now on the screen. You can also access the website directly at slido.com and use the code Interreg Europe to enter the session of the event and ask your questions. Please do not ask questions on the chat. Everything will happen on Slido. I also encourage you to indicate your name when you submit a question, and as well as the name of your project if you are from a first or a second call project. Another piece of information before we start, this event will be recorded, except the discussions in the breakout rooms. and the recording will be available on our website shortly after the event. Now, this important practical information has been shared. It is now time for me to pass the floor to our first speaker, who is our program director, Erwin Sieveris. Erwin, the floor is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Camille, and good morning to all of you. I'm happy to welcome at least 300 projects or people have registered this morning, and this is already an amazing figure. The extension of the program is a major step, first of all, of course, for the candidate countries. It allows them to access into the huge experience of the experienced EU partners, EU partner states, but it's also the opportunity for you, for the EU partner states, to share their experience in a very challenged situation. And I think also this is interesting information and valuable information and policy experience you have to share with the experienced partner state. It's a challenge for the program, and here we work together with the partner states, but also with the European Commission. And a big thank you to Estelle, who is here and just says a few words after me for her engagement. And we are about to do all the administrative stuff. But as Camille said already, the calls are already open. A few administrative things still have to be done, but everything is well on track. And of course, it's a challenge for the projects. It's opportunities for the projects, as I mentioned already, but also challenge to incorporate EU partners, partners from the EU countries who have for sure less experience or no experience in Interreg Europe projects. And for this, we have organized this seminar today. And my precious team, as Camille already mentioned here, will guide you, assist you in this challenge, in this journey to incorporate EU partners, meaning for the running project, but also for the interested partners from the EU countries. The team is here to assist you, to help you to integrate in a running project. I saw the figures this morning. We had about 300 participants registered, 200 from the EU countries and 100 from the experienced countries. And as Camille said, already said, if we put a rule in place that one existing project can take up 2 partners, it's already the perfect match. 200 new partners, 100 experienced people here. So you match, and we will have about 200 new partners soon in our projects. I wish you for the rest of this morning all the best. Good information. Make use of the information provided. Ask the team all the questions you have. And as I said, I'm looking forward to welcome you soon as partners of approved projects. Thank you very much. Camille, the floor goes back to you.
Thanks a lot, Erwin. And as you said, this event really is there to guide everyone, whether we're talking about new countries or experienced lead partners or experienced partners. And this event will be rich of information. But before diving into the knowledge, let's say, I would like to pass the floor to Estelle Roger from DG Regio. Estelle, I leave you the floor.
Thanks a lot, Camille, and good morning, everyone. And it's really nice to see so many people, interested people joining Interreg Europe. People having already ongoing project and interested participant from the new countries. Well, it was a long journey to arrive at this stage. I remember when we started to negotiate and to discuss about the extension of the program area of Interreg Europe, it was back end 22, as far as I remember. So it was a very long journey, a joint process between all the parties, so between the services of the European Commission, between the program authorities and the monitoring committee and members, and also the new partner states. And we arrived at this stage with additional funding. There is still a couple of steps to be done process-wise for modification of program and so on, but we have all the things in place for you to join the program. Enlargement is very high on the agenda, and we saw this because internally we succeeded to have additional funding as well for Interreg program. And it's one, I would say, additional step to associate the candidate countries in one more Interreg program, because the new partner states have already experience, and they are participating as well. You are participating in other Interreg program, being cross-border, transnational, and now interregional. So you already have experience working with EU peers, I would say. And there is a very high demand for capacity building as well for your countries, and Interreg Europe can really play a strong role for you as well on your way to further step to EU integration. So I really would like to encourage you to participate in the program, and also for the ongoing project representatives to take on board the new countries. It's a win-win situation for all of you, and you will learn a lot from each other. So I wish you a nice morning, fruitful discussion, and hope to see you as well in one on-site or online meeting with Interreg Europe. Good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Estelle, for these introduction words. I promised it at the beginning of the event. I think now it's time to dive into the practical details of the restricted call. And it's then time for me to welcome my colleague, Ilaya. Hello, Ilaya. I see your presentation on the screen right now, so I let you start it.
Thank you, Camille. Yes, one of the big objectives of this event is also to give you very practical information about the restricted call. So I think we can move on to the next slide. I think it was said already, but the context of the call is, of course, the program enlargement. This year, the program welcomed the 7 new partner states: Albania, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Moldova, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia, and Ukraine. And what this means also for the approved projects. So in the next slide, this means new opportunities for you, for the lead partners of the approved projects. We can see in the next slide, we will dive into the key features of the call. This is the restricted call is really a unique opportunity for first and second call projects to work with organizations from the 7 new countries, as we call them in the program official language and in the documents, the 7 EU candidate countries. It is a unique opportunity because the program decided to give this chance to the approved projects, because when the approved projects, when first and second call projects, they prepared their application and they were approved, they didn't have the opportunity to work with these new partners and with these new countries, because the program was not enlarged yet. And that is why the program decided to promote this call restricted only to the approved projects. It is also a unique opportunity because it will never be so easy for approved projects to include partners from the new partner states. And I can only encourage you to take this opportunity, as Erwin and Estelle also already mentioned. When it comes to the budget allocated to the call, it may be interesting for you to know that there is no specific budget allocated to the call by the program. It will really depend on the number of requests that will be approved. So no specific amount was pre-allocated, and it will only depend on how many projects will actually use this opportunity. The call we ran from, it started on the 20th of March and it will run until the 7th of June 2024. In the next slide, I wanted to give you also a bit more information about other key features. Camille already mentioned at the beginning, through this call, you will have the opportunity to include a maximum of 2 additional partners from the new countries per project. So each project can integrate a maximum of 2 partners coming from the new countries. There is also the opportunity to increase the budget if you participate to this call. So in addition to the budget that will be allocated to the new partners, the total budget of the project could be increased by an amount up to 3% of the original total budget. So this is an increase that will be in addition to the budget allocated to the new partners. And it was decided mainly because we thought the program thought that there might be either additional activities after the integration of the partner, but mainly it will be because the lead partner itself, you will have probably to allocate slightly more resources to deal with a bigger partnership, so additional coordination efforts required for the lead partner. And this was the main reason why the program thought to include this possibility. In the expectation of the program, let's say, this increase would mainly benefit the lead partner and then also partially reflect additional activities that may be included with the integration of the new partners. There is then another very important element that is the possibility for organizations coming from the new countries to be involved as discovery partner. This is a new element that was introduced, and in the next slide you will see what we mean by this. This is a new type of participation. It will be possible to be involved as discovery partner, and the discovery partner will, the objective of a discovery partner is mainly to learn from the other partners, to discover interregional cooperation, and they will not address a policy instrument. So they will mainly learn from the exchange, from the learning with the other partners. The reason for this was mainly to facilitate the involvement of the organizations coming from the new countries, and this status is only possible for organizations coming from the new countries. Now, in the next slide, I wanted to give you a bit more practical information about the procedures. So projects will apply to the restricted call through a request for change procedure. A request for change procedure is a procedure that some lead partners may already be familiar with. Is a module that is available in the portal. And it will have to be, this module will have to be opened by your JS officers. So what you should do is, as soon as you're ready, as soon as you have identified your new partners, you should contact your JS officers or your policy and finance officer in the Secretariat, asking them to open the request for change. So as soon as you have identified the partners, you drop an email to your officers with the indication of who these partners are, where they are from, and ask them to open the request for change and submit it as soon as possible. We really encourage you to avoid to do this at the last minute. So really do it as soon as you're ready and as soon as possible, ideally. Because the deadline for submitting the request for change and the application form is the 7th of June 2024 at midday Paris time. So this is really the final deadline for you to submit the new application form and the request for change in the portal. In the next slide, also a word about what documents you will have to provide. Is actually quite easy. The only documents you will have to provide are partner declarations for the new partners. You will have to upload them in the portal, and also partner declarations for the associated policy authorities, but this will only be in case the new partner addresses a policy instrument and they have to involve the policy responsible authority because they are not the policy responsible authority. So only in this case, they will have an associated policy authority, and you will have to provide a partner declaration for this authority as well. The subsidy contract, there will only be a need to sign a new subsidy contract only for lead partners of first call projects. Second call projects, they will not have to provide a new subsidy contract. Second call projects are now you are now signing the subsidy contract because you are starting now. So this subsidy contract you are signing at the moment, or you have already just signed second call projects, you will not have to provide a new one. In the next slide, you can see what will happen on our side. So in terms of procedure, the lead partner will make the changes in the application form on the request for change. You will submit it in the portal, and then it will be up to us, your finance and policy officers in the JS, to check what you did in the application form in the request for change, and to check if the changes you propose are in line with the terms of reference of the call. I remind you that you can find these terms of reference on the program website. They are published there. If they are consistent, if the changes are consistent and justified, the principle that the changes have always to be justified and consistent with the inclusion of the new partners. So only changes that are really related to the inclusion of the new partners can be accepted. So the officers check this on your application form, on your request for change. And then in the next slide, you can see what happens next. So if everything is fine, if all the changes are relevant, everything is justified, the JS recommends the request for change and the new application form for approval to the monitoring committee, because the decision on this is taken by the monitoring committee, who will approve the request for change and the new application form, either in a meeting or through written procedure. So in the next slide, also we wanted to clarify that new partners are expected to start participating in the project activities in case of first call projects from March 2024, so from the beginning of the third semester. And for second call projects, new partners will join from April 2024, so from the project start. However, costs that you and your new partners may incur already before, related to the preparation of the new partners' inclusions, are eligible, because the eligibility period of the cost runs from the approval of the project, not of the request for change, of the project by the monitoring committee. We thought it was also useful to have a reminder on who is eligible in Interreg Europe and what are the co-financing rates, because we know that we have a lot of participants today. Many are from approved projects, but many are also from the new countries. So we thought it would be useful to remind you who is eligible. So in Interreg Europe are eligible to participate in projects public authorities, so usually regional, local public authorities, and they are co-financed at 80%. Then they are also eligible public law bodies, or what we call bodies governed by public law. They also have a co-financing rate of 80%. And then also eligible private not-profit bodies that have a co-financing rate of 70%. And yes, this was mainly it from my side, to give you a short insight on the practical features of the restricted call.
Thank you very much, Ilaria, for this very useful information. Well, I hope it was also useful for our participants. As you can see on the screen, we already received some questions. I am sure that after listening to this presentation, you might have some questions coming up to your mind. So it's the right moment to send them. As I said at the beginning, we are using Slido to filter the questions. So please submit your questions at slido.com. The QR code is on the screen. You can also join with the code Interreg Europe, and we are about to answer them. But before this, I would like to invite our colleague Laurencio to join us. Laurencio and Ilaria will both be answering your question live. We might also answer some of your questions in writing. So our colleagues, Mariam and Ruta, will answer some of your questions in writing. Some will be taken live. Laurencio, good morning. I think you joined us. I think we can now start answering the questions. So the first question I see from Alessandro: is there any guidance, estimation, limit regarding the partner level total budget amount of a new partner in case we intend to involve them as discovery partner? Well, this first question I think is for you, Ilaria, so I give you back the floor.
Yes, thank you, Alessandro, for this question, because I think it gives me the opportunity to clarify a bit also what we expect in terms of budget for the discovery partner. There is not really a limit that you have to consider, but what you have to consider is, of course, that the discovery partner will have a different involvement in the project. They are there, as I said before, mainly to learn from the other partners. They will not address a policy instrument, so they will not have a lot of work going on at a level of their territory. They will not work with stakeholders. So we for sure expect their budget to be lower than the budget of a regular partner. So what I can tell you, there is no limit, but the guidance is really to check, okay, what the discovery partner will do, what are the activities, and then consider how many staff they will have to be involved, and then budget their costs accordingly. Of course, it also very much depends if the discovery partner, if this is a question coming from a first or a second core project. I remind you that new partners will join the first core projects from the third semester, so they will have a shorter duration, and so their budget will cover a shorter time, whereas for second core project, they will join from the beginning of the project. So this will also change because they will have to budget for a longer period of time.
Thanks, Ilaria. Yeah, no specific amount or limitation, but of course a budget adapted to the specific situation of the partner joining. I see that we also have a question asking if the event will be recorded and published on the website. Yes, this event is being recorded, and it will be published on our website shortly in case you want to go back to it or share it with your partners. I see a lot of questions about budget. Let's take another one. Plus 3% of the budget for every partner or for the new partner. I think this is a reference to what you presented, Ilaria, with the possibility to increase the budget of the project by 3%, but I leave you explain the details.
Yes, in fact, the 3% applies to the total project budget. So you have to consider what is the budget, the total budget of your project, and then apply the 3% to this figure. Also, the terms of reference talk about up to 3%. It means you will have still to justify this increase in terms of the new activities that will be added if relevant, whether you will include only one or two partners. We will still assess if what you propose in terms of budget increase is justified and consistent with the activities. But yes, it applies to the total budget. And it's not, and it's, let's say, additional to the budget of the new partner. So you will have new partners, they will have their budget, and then you can also get another increase on the budget of up to 3%, and this applies to the total budget. But of course, as I say, this must be justified in terms of the activities.
Thanks. There is also another question regarding the budget allocated to a new partner, and also asking how will Ukrainian partners anticipate the budget, referring to the 20% co-financing. So Ilaya, a lot of questions on the budget.
So how much budget will be allocated to each new partner? There is not a specific reference, there is not a specific limit. Again, it will depend on the role of the partner, first of all. As I explained before, if the partner is joining as a discovery partner, then we would expect a lower budget because they will have a different type of involvement in the project. If they address a policy instrument, then it will be probably similar to the budget of a regular partner. So it's really difficult to give you a precise reply on this. Our recommendation is always to start from the role of the partner, from the activities, calculate the resources, how much employees will work on the project and what will be their involvement, how much of their time will be spent on the project, and then construct the budget accordingly. The second part of the question is about the what we call the partner contribution, because you will receive 80%, a co-financing of 80% from the program if you are a public institution. The remaining 20% will have to be covered either by your own funding, or what was happening with partners coming from certain countries, they were public co-financing schemes. We don't know if this will be the case of any of the new country. This is something you should check with with the national point of contact. So yes, basically the partner contribution either is covered by your own funds, or in some cases there is public funding from the national authorities, but this is something that you should check with the contact points. I think for most of the new countries, there is already contact of the national point of contact on our website in the In My Country section. So you can also refer to these contacts if you have doubts on the partner contribution and whether or not can be covered by a public national co-financing scheme.
Thank you, Ilaya. Yes, our website is a source of information, and the section In My Country, you can also find country-related information, which can be very useful in this process. I would like to answer the question from Branislav, asking for the means to contact the lead partners of the project open for new partners from the candidate countries. We will answer this question in a moment. We have a presentation on the tools the program is offering on this specifically, so stay with us. The answer to your question is coming in a moment in the presentation, in the next presentation. I see another question for maybe this time Laurencio, which will be the opportunity also to see you finally after all these questions on the budget. Regarding second call projects, how partners participate in project activities from April if the request for change is submitting in early June. Laurencio, can you please answer this question?
Yes, sure, it's my pleasure. Hello to everyone. So to answer the question, indeed, the 1st of April refers to the date of the eligibility of costs. So the same as we do with the projects that are approved by the monitoring committee, and we have a period in which we fulfill the conditions, still all the costs related in this transition period till the official start date of the project are eligible. In going more directly to the restricted calls, of course, you can submit by the 7th of June the request for change, but we know that there is preparatory work, meetings with the new partners, maybe also meetings with the project partners to start working on the revised application to see how you involve the specific partners, and all the cost, the staff cost, or even in some cases there may be some travels involved, are eligible. So you can start already. You will be able to report the activities done by the project to extend the partnership in the relevant progress report. And this is why there is a bit of, let's say, anticipation in the eligibility compared to the official approval of the request for change. I hope it's clear.
Thanks, Laurencio. I see also a question that I am not fully sure to understand. Laurencio, I don't know if this makes more sense to you. Asking about the partnership, will it be provided by Interreg Europe, or we need to ask separately each partnership to join? Maybe this question is coming from someone from one of the new countries, but I don't know, Laurencio, if you want to say something about this.
Yes, I will try to use my intuition in understanding this question. And the program and answer. The program does not intervene in the, let's say, the internal kitchen of specific projects. So if a consortium wants to add a partner from one of the 7 candidate countries, it will be a matter of communication between the lead partner of the consortium and the organization that will join this consortium. The JS does not intervene in this process, except for providing you the opportunities to find each other. And as Camille was anticipated, we will have later on a presentation on the tools that are available for you as candidate countries to get to know which are the projects that are already financed by our program and how to join them.
Thanks, Laurencio, for this. And indeed, we have a presentation coming up in a moment about the assistance the program offers on these matters. I see a question from Jessica asking about information about the national control systems in the new countries, if the control system is centralized or decentralized, and if partners should budget costs for the financial control. Ilaya?
Yes, so we are starting to receive information about the national control systems in the new countries, and as soon as we have this information, we update the program website. So you can already find information on the control system of some of these countries in my country page. In case there is no information available yet, our advice to get in touch directly with the national point of contact, that you also find the contacts on our website. So we know that for some countries it will be centralized, from some other it will be decentralized, and so you will check based on this if costs have to be budgeted or not. Similarly to what we always do with also partners from the other countries. So advice is to check our website regularly and get in touch with the point of contact in case there is no information yet on the website.
Thanks, Ilaya. We have also a lot of questions about the budget. I'll take the first one from Paolo, asking how the adjunctive budget will be calculated. Is it possible to have some clarifications? Ilaya, can you maybe explain again how this would work?
Yes, so you will have the possibility to increase the total budget. So what is your total budget at the moment? By up to 3%. This 3% applies to the total budget. The budget allocated to the new partners is additional to this, so doesn't come into play with the 3%. And again, as I said before, it will really depend. This is a maximum. Up to 3% is a maximum. So it doesn't mean you will need it entirely, this 3%. It will really depend on the activities and on the partners, how many, what role, and so on.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Ilaya. I see a question from Ivana. Please clarify how we can participate in this program, as we are a small municipality from northern part of the country and haven't been partners in similar programs before due to limited human resources. We cannot be lead partners. How our partners thought? Laurencio, maybe you would like to take this question?
Yes, very good question from Ivana, because it will allow us to clarify some points. So there is a difference between the restricted call, which is for you organization from whatever type of organization from the member states that are eligible, meaning it can be a small municipality, it could be a regional government, it could be a national ministry. They can join in the frame of the restricted call. They can join an existing project. You will not have the possibility to be a lead partner in the restricted call, because the projects already have consortiums and lead partners. You will be able to join as a project partner. You will be able addressing a policy instrument, or as a discovery partner, meaning that you will participate in the activities, but you will not need to influence a policy instrument. Or you can also join as an advisory partner if you have specific competencies and knowledge that are necessary to the partnership. So in the frame of the restricted calls, these are the options. You join an existing project with an already established partnership and a lead partner. However, we will also have the third call, which is something separate, where the consortium will need to be built. But also in this case, partners from the 7 new countries cannot be a lead partner. Yeah, this is the answer.
Thanks, Laurencio. Yeah, I think it's important to maybe remind that this event is really about the restricted call, meaning to give the opportunity for you to join or to include, depending if you're a project partner from a first or second call project, or if you are an organization from one of the 7 new countries, to join an existing project from the first or the second call. And this event really is about this. There is also, as Laurencio mentioned, the third call, for which this is different, because it's really building a project, I would say almost from scratch, and creating a partnership. But we are not tackling this in this event this morning. There are other events at the end of our event. I will mention you the dates of the event regarding the third call, but this event really is about the restricted call for first and second call project. I see a question that maybe Laurencio, I can also pass on to you from, I'm not saying it properly, I think Marisa. Are the coordinators and consortium of approved projects motivated to accept new partners, to your knowledge? Does the coordinator receive an increase in the budget for increased project management responsibilities? This we already mentioned, that the project has the opportunity to increase their budget by up to 3%. So this part of the question, I think, has been tackled. But Laurencio, maybe you want to say something more about the willingness of existing projects to add new partners to their partnership.
Yes, maybe just a small addition to my previous answer. When I was referring that in the third call, organization from the 7 new countries cannot be lead partners, is only if they choose to be discovery partner. If they are discovery partner, they cannot be a lead partner. But still, organization from the 7 new countries, if they adopt the role of normal project partner, they can also be a lead partner. So this is just for clarity's sake. Regarding the question from Maria, of course, I think every consortium will be eager to enlarge the partnership by having a partner from the 7 new candidate countries joining. Why? Because this is the entire spirit of going in an interregional cooperation project. You want to learn from as many models as possible, applied in as many countries and as many regions as possible. And the entire purpose of having the restricted call is to allow for these partnerships to be enlarged by having access to countries, to knowledge from countries, from regions that were not available before. So I think they will be very eager to do this. And I think that the additional 3% budget will play very little in the motivation. The access to new knowledge will be the main reward, let's say, for the projects that will want to enlarge the partnerships.
Thank you, Laurencio. Yes, and as we were talking about this additional 3%, there is a question from Maurizia. Will the 3% of more budget be splitted among all partners in an equal way? Or will the 3% be assigned only to the lead partner? Ilaria, you already mentioned that the 3% most likely would go to the lead partners, but maybe you want to add something to this?
Yes, indeed. Also in line with what it is stated in the terms of reference, normally the program would expect that the most of the 3% would go at the benefit of the lead partner, because it will be the lead partner having additional coordination efforts, having to deal with additional partners. Maybe these new partners will also need a bit more guidance, considering it will be the first time they are involved in Interreg Europe. In the end, this is, let's say, what is in the terms of reference and what is in the expectation of the program, but then it will really depend on the project, on you, on your partners, on whether there will be also additional activities for the existing partners. So yeah, this is, let's say, the general guidance is that we would expect that it benefits mostly the lead partner, but then again, it's also up to the project and on the activities, on the actual activities you will do after the inclusion of the new partners.
Thank you. I see other questions regarding the budget. Question from Lidila asking, will the discovery partner have a separate budget, or its participation in the project events will be budgeted in the lead partner budget? So here it's a question specifically about the budget of discovery partners.
Will be very clear and straightforward. The discovery partner will have a separate budget. They will have to budget their budget like other partners. So their costs will not be budgeted by the lead partner. They will have their own budget.
Thank you, Ilaria, for this very clear answer. Tudor is asking, what is the maximum budget and period, the number of months for the implementation of activities proposed for financing? Ilaria?
Yes, so, well, this will depend if the project is a first call project or a second call project, because the new partners will be integrated in the first call projects from the third semester. So there will still be 3 years of project implementation for the first call projects. For the second call projects, the new partners will be integrated from the project start. So there will be a full 4-year period of project implementation. So this is for the number of months and the duration. For the budget, again, there is no maximum budget recommended for the new partners. It is really depending on their role, on the activities they will do, and of course on the duration, whether they are joining a first or a second co-project.
Thanks for this clear answer, Ilaria. We have a question from Alessandro about the assistance and the help the Joint Secretariat can provide to lead partners during the call. Laurencio, maybe you would like to say something about this.
Yes. Same as always, the project officers are there for the lead partners to support them in the entire process of the request for change. So just to explain again the process, you will just need to send us an email in which you will mention that you want to extend the partnership, that you have identified a suitable partner. You will need to mention to us the name of the institution and the country that is coming from. After this, we will open the request for change, and we will send you as support precise instructions on how to modify the application form, how to submit back the request for change. And in case of difficulties, we can also organize, you can also organize with your project officers call or video conferences to explain how to implement this in the application form, so that we can see with you step by step how to conclude this process.
Thank you, Laurencio. Yes, yeah, your policy officers and finance officers will be here to help you along the way. I see a question from Chiara asking about important cost category, travel and accommodation. The question is how two potential partners, our two potential partners have proposed to include real costs for traveling, as their costs are too high and cannot be covered by the 15% flat rate. Do we need to have a go-ahead from the Joint Secretariat first, or do we proceed and include them in the request for change? Ilaria, can you please answer this question?
Yes, so although the general program recommendation on travel cost is to go for the flat rate because it's easier, because 98% of our project partners in first and second call projects went to the flat rate. So even if there is this recommendation, the program does acknowledge that for some of the organizations coming from the new countries, the flat rate might not be an appropriate option. So if this is very well justified in the request for change, then this can be proposed that the partners go for the real costs, and you do not have to have a pre-approval from the JS. You can just work on the request for change, work on the application form. In section B of the application form, you will have the opportunity to untick the flat rate, and there directly you provide the justification on why these partners cannot have to go for real costs, and then we will assess this justification when we will receive the application form back.
Thanks for clarifying this, Ilaria. Laurencio, I have a question for you from Jessica. In their checks, will the JS evaluate the number of projects in which an organization from an EU candidate country is involved?
Yes, very good question. Thank you, Jessica. What I can tell you is that we will apply the same principle regarding multiple involvement as we apply for the other partners coming from the countries that were eligible even before. This means that in very justified cases, the same organization can join more than one project. However, if this is the case, this will need to be justified in the application. The multiple involvement needs to be justified in the application form. And in any case, the JS recommends that this multiple involvement stays very limited. But be assured that we will be aware if the same organization joins more than one consortium.
Thanks for this answer. I see the time is running. As you know, this event is not only a presentation event, but it's also a networking event, and this is, I think, an important part for you too. So I suggest we take a few more questions before we keep going, so we have enough time to give you the opportunity to network. But keep going with the questions. There is a question from Chiara. Will the discovery partners have to sign partnership agreement? If so, can the Interreg Europe template be used? I don't know, Laurencio, if you want to answer this question.
Yes, I can try to answer, and maybe Ilaria will complete if I miss anything. Yes, the discovery partners, any new organization joining a consortium will need to sign the partnership agreement we do have you as project already have partnership agreement signed. So my imagination only tells me that you can do an addendum to attach an annex saying that the partnership was extended and this new partner has joined the project. I don't think there is a need to sign a new partnership agreement, just amend the existing one.
Thanks. Thanks a lot, Laurencio. Ilaya, there is a question from Clément asking to clarify how the cost of a new partner joining the project can be eligible from April 2024 if the partner cannot be approved before June the 7th. I think there are several things to clarify. First, the eligibility, and then also maybe about the approval of the revisions.
Yes, so in fact, the eligibility of costs, as I said also in my presentation, will cover also costs that may have incurred even before April 2024, because what we want is also to cover the costs that you may have incurred related to the preparation of the integration of the partners. Maybe you had exchanges with them, meetings, also exchanges with the other partners to be sure that everybody is on board. So these costs will be eligible. And then also a clarification on the approval. In fact, June the 7th is really the deadline by when you have to submit the request for change and the new application form. It doesn't mean that necessarily the approval will happen on the 7th of June. The 7th of June is really the deadline for you to submit. And the approval will be, the monitoring committee will do the approval, will take the decision. It may even happen that there might be a written procedure before the 7th of June if there are enough requests coming in. So the timing of the approval, we cannot really give you any precise certainty on this, but definitely the 7th of June is not the approval, it's the deadline for submission.
Thank you, Ilaya. And I think this also provides an answer to Chiara's question, asking if a partner decides to join a meeting planned in June, asking if the cost will be eligible if at this date, as you just said, the request for change is not approved. I think your previous answer also clarifies this. The cost will be indeed eligible because they were eligible from the date of approval of the monitoring committee. We will take one more question, but don't worry, I see that there are more questions coming. We have two colleagues answering your questions in writing, so don't worry, you will get an answer to your question. But I suggest we take one more question. Maybe the question from Clément. In case of a new partner coming into an existing project, can the balance of the project be challenged? The question is about the 50% of policy instruments to be owned by the partners. Laurencio.
Yes, a very good question from Clément. Thank you. The short answer is no. We are not checking anymore at this point if the balance, the 50% involvement of direct involvement of the policy responsible authority is there. Also, this question is only partly relevant since we expect that in most of the cases we will have discovery partners which are not addressing policy instruments. But to reassure you, we are only checking this at application stage, and as long as this was fulfilled and your project was approved, now you can integrate a project partner addressing a policy instrument also without being the policy responsible authority. However, in this case, they will need to come with the associated policy authority.
Thank you very much, Laurencio. Thank you very much, Ilaya, for answering all these questions. Thank you to you, participants, for being active on the Slido. As I said, we are continuing answering your questions in writing. So even if we didn't manage to tackle your questions live, don't worry, you will get an answer to it. Before moving to the networking part of this event, I would like to give the floor to Irma. We had a few questions about networking assistance, so I think now is also the moment to provide the answer to these questions. Irma, good morning. I think you will be able to explain us more about networking assistance. I give you the floor.
Hello, Camille. Hello to all participants. I'm really glad to see that there are so many projects that are interested to take new partners from the new countries on board, and also so many organizations from the new countries that are joining us today to see what is this opportunity about joining an approved project. And together with me, I will show you several tools that we have indeed on the website to help you with this journey, because the Interreg Europe program is a very transparent program, and all information we have, information we share on our website. So let's have a look. I will share now my screen, and we will and will guide you through our website. First of all, we already got many questions about the control systems, about the contact points. And let me show you where you can find this information. Here you can see the landing page of our program. If you go to the menu, Discover the Program, the very last item on this menu list is country-specific information. Once you click on it, you end at the page in my country. And in this page, you have all information related to specific countries. In the chat, there was, for example, a question, what is the system of Bosnia and Herzegovina? Is it a centralized control, decentralized control? So let's click now on Bosnia and Herzegovina, and let's check what is the control system. As you can see, this is the specific page designed to this country. At the very top, we have a contact details of organization in charge of indeed to represent to represent Interreg Europe country in this specific Interreg Europe program in this specific country. We call it national point of contact, and you can find the details of the persons that have this specific role on the top of the page. You can also scroll down, and you can see here we have an information about the control systems, and it's clearly stated here on the website that in Bosnia and Herzegovina it's a centralized control system, and you can find information and contact details for this. So this is indeed the same path you can take for any of the specific countries you are interested. And you can see here at on the page where we summarize all the results about the countries, you can also see how many project ideas, how many projects, how many members in the community we have in this specific country. The second question we had is about the approved project, because indeed it's a restricted call, and we are talking today about the opportunity to join the approved project. So if we go on the tab Approved Project and we click on See All, we can see that all approved projects displayed in this page. We have in total 150 projects approved. There is a small mistake on our website, and we have a specific filter to list or to see the projects that are open to accept the partners from the new countries. So if I click now on this filter, you can see now that we have 31 projects that are eager to take on board organizations from those new countries. So the main tip indeed for the ones who are eager to join approved projects would be to focus on those projects that want to accept additional partners in their partnership. And here you can see that in each card, if you click on each card, you would end up in the project page. And here on the contacts, you can see what is the partnership of this project. And if we go indeed back, you can see there is a project summary that provides a more detailed information about the project. Now, Those are basically the two tabs, but that it would be easier for all of you, we also have a page, a specific page dedicated to the new countries and to restricted call. And indeed, it's a very, it's a shortcut. For this, we can go back to the Discover the Program page, and we can go on the page dedicated to our 7 new countries. And in this page, there is the whole, the whole summary on how the new countries can be involved in the program, and also several very useful links on how to link with those new countries. So first of all, this page summarizes what the program can offer to the new countries, like starting a new project. So this is all dedicated to the new call, to the 3rd call, join and approve project session, and also the policy learning platform advice. Today, during this webinar, we are focusing only on the restricted call. So this is the section about joining and approved project. And let me guide you through this specific part. First, we have the link to the restricted call documents that are very useful for the approved projects. And here you can see you have a detailed terms of reference and also the declaration template. We also got a question about it, what template should be used and should be signed when we take on board the new partners. Here we have the shortcut to the page I showed you before about the national points of contact at country-specific information. And here is the shortcut to the network page. And network page indeed allows you, it's a special campaign we built to connect the new countries with the existing running project. And let's have a look to that. So this is a specific campaign we designed. And here you can see, again, indeed, the list of the projects when we scroll down, approved projects, and the list of projects that are open to accept the new partners. So for example, if we are from the new country and we are interested, let's say we identify that we want to talk with, we want to work on the topic about sustainable accessibility to labor market is interesting for us. So then I can click on this tab. On this tab, I have then a very short description of the project, and it also lists indeed from which organizations the project is eager to work. It also gives the link to the project website. Here you can see, you can go to see for more information about the project to the detailed project website. It presents the project, yes, so it details with which organization the project would like to work, and also it provides the details of the person who is in charge of this project. For example, here we can see that it's Francesca Torlone who is in charge, and basically it's the person you should contact if you are interested to join this project. So how to do that? You click on this card of the person, and then you click on the button, the blue button, and you can send the message. I'm not logged in the community now, so, and to protect the personal data, we cannot, indeed, we didn't want to show you the emails, but if you are logged in the community, you click on this blue button, and you will be able then to text a message to Francesca and to tell her that you are interested to join her project. There is also a more passive approach to click I'm interested, and then Francesca would also know that there are several community members that are interested to join this project. So for example, on this specific card of the project, we can see that there are 2 organizations from Ukraine that are interested to join this project for cooperation. So I hope with this demonstration now, it was Bronislav, Yasinka who were asking where to find the contacts of the projects that are interested to join, to accept the new partners. Now you know. There could be also a scenario that you are an organization from the new country and you didn't find the project that matches your interests. We also have an option. It's like a board board where you can post also your message about the eagerness to join the projects. That can be also useful not only for the approved projects, but also useful for the new projects that are now being prepared during the third call. So if you are open and you want to join the project, you can then click on the tab, choose your country, and submit an interest. So submit indeed to post idea telling that you are interested to cooperate and to join the project. I saw that there were many organizations sharing in the chat today that they are open for collaboration. So an idea for you could be, I would like to invite you so to also to use our specific platform on this specific page, so that you also submit information about your organization through this tab. And now I think with this demonstration, so you know where to find information about the projects that are looking, are open for the partners. You also know the approved projects, know where to look for information that is related to country-specific information, and also the contacts of the national points of contact. But there might be also a scenario that our project that is open to partnership didn't find yet indeed the relevant project partners, and then also our extended community partner search tool could be useful. And for this, I would like to show you a very short video about how to use our partner search tool, where we have over 14 community members in. So let's watch a video now.
Are you looking for partners for your project application? Why not use our online tools and find the right partner for you? Browse our online community for people or organizations with similar interests as you. We have over 1,000 people in our community looking for partners. So use the filters to tailor your results. Search by topic. Find organizations from our 7 new countries, for example. Choose what type of organization you want to work with. Pick their expertise. What languages people speak. Basically, you can use all our filters to tailor your results. Finally, get access to our community members' contact information and reach out to them by phone or email. Now that you know how to use our online tools, it's all up to you. Go and explore our community and find the perfect match for you.
Thank you very much for this presentation and for sharing the video, Irma. Is there anything you would like to add to conclude your presentation?
Yes, indeed, I would like to summarize now, focusing on the 2 profiles we have. First of all, we have people from the new countries, and I would like just to summarize for you what actions you should take that it would be easy to find you for the projects that are looking for new partners. So first of all, I think from what you saw from this presentation, it's important that you check your profile on the community and update well the information about your organization, about your field of competences, and also that you indicate that you would like, because we have those interests, and you can indicate that you are eager to join the new project, etc. Then you could post your idea or express your wish through the tool I showed you, this networking tool. And also you can screen indeed all the projects that are eager and open to accept the new partners, you should screen them and to see, okay, this project or this project matches my interest. This is the topic I would like to work on. And then you should contact the person through our website in charge and to tell him that you are indeed interested to join this specific project. Now, so I think now the new countries know what actions to take after this webinar. If you are a project and you are eager, or maybe you are the project, you discussed with the project partners that you are eager to take the new countries on board, then the actions for you would be to post indeed, to express your openness to take the new partners on board. We are also the same tool. If you already did it, the suggestion would be that you check then your card. Indeed, you get notifications when someone is interested, but that you follow up with those people that are interested to join your project and to run discussions with them. And an additional tool you can use, as you could see, we have a very comprehensive tool, a partner search tool that could be useful to look for partners from the specific countries according to the specific type of organization, etc. And then you also know that there is in my country page dedicated to find all the specific information related to the specific countries. So I think with this comprehensive information and the tools available, now you know that the program is there to support you in this journey, accepting the new project partners from the new countries to join your project.
Indeed, Irma, we are here to support our future project partners or our existing lead partners in the process. Thank you very much for this presentation, Irma. I think it answered also the question we received. So now you know the tools exist and you know where to find them. But as I promised at the beginning of this event, this is not only about the technical details of the restricted call, it's also about networking. And we have now the chance to hear about some projects, some approved projects, some running projects that will present briefly the project and what they are looking for in a new partner. And we will start with the project Embracer, and I will give the floor to Jorge from Portugal to talk about Embracer.
Hello, Camille. Can you hear
Hello.
me?
Yes,
Hello.
I can hear you very well.
Okay. Good morning to everyone in Europe, across all corners of Europe. I will talk a little bit about the Embracer project. Well, you know that there were many projects about urban mobility in the past years. But you know that in fact, most of the problems and more complex challenges in our regions comes from the suburban, rural, and peri-urban areas in terms of mobility and lack of accessibility to public transportation, and which leads to a higher resilience or reliance on private car. So our objective in Embracer is to address this issue of improving the connectivity of underserved areas. In these 11 countries from and 8 regions are addressing these innovative ways to improve the connectivity of these areas, to address issues like improvement of infrastructure, intermodal stations and hubs, or even the issue of digitalization and trying new solutions like the use of autonomous and shared mobility to increase the accessibility of these areas. in terms of, you can change the next slide. For this call, of course, you are open to the new 7 countries. I think the most easy way is that they can enter as the discovery partners, since you are first call project and you are starting now the 2nd year. You don't have also any restriction about the type of partnership. We just want to welcome all partners interested in finding and sharing solutions how to improve interconnectivity between rural areas and suburbs and urban centers, and also focus on improving the infrastructure and exploring new shared transport systems, and also the issue of digitalization. So it's a kind of light involvement, but you, of course, welcome all partners that are interested and learn and also share their experience and challenges in their regions. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, George. So looking for partners who wants to play a role in mobility, transport, and innovation. Thanks a lot for this presentation. I suggest that we move on and we have another presentation from the project Spotlog. I think we have with us Eloisa. Eloisa,
Okay.
good morning.
Good morning.
I leave you the floor.
Okay, thank you. So good morning, everyone. I am Eloisa Macedo, and I will make a brief presentation of the Spotlog project. The Spotlog is coordinated by us, the University of Aveiro in Portugal, and we work together with partners from all of these regions that are stated here in the slide. In a total of 11 partners, we did different levels of expertise in the topic that which is the focus of Spotlog, which is related to create a socially responsible logistics system supported by innovative urban infrastructures and digitalization. And the idea is to really improve the policy instruments based on our vision for a greener and sustainable logistics system that benefits also communities, businesses, and the environment. So if we can move for the next slide. Thank you. So we are seeking organizations either with a role in policy development, infrastructure, or of operations planning, or public transport integration with logistics to join us as a discovery partner, whose involvement will be mostly focused on knowledge exchange and exploration. And that expects to learn from leading edge initiatives that we will try to consider and cover in our Spotlog project. And we will uncover innovative last mile delivery solutions that prioritize sustainability and community needs. And we will contribute with expertise to develop socially responsible logistics systems, as I previously said. So if any organization shares our vision, you will be most than welcome to join us.
Thanks a lot, Eloisa, for this short presentation. We have another one from the project Unicorn Quest. Sumodip, are you here? I think during the test we had some issues with the sound, but hopefully this is fixed.
Here.
It seems fixed, great. So I leave you the floor, please.
So hi everyone. Thank you. So we are from Évora, for coincidence, all 3 presenters so far from Portugal. So we are from the Science and Technology Park at Évora city in Portugal. It's partly owned by the University of Évora, of which I'm a professor. Our project is focused on entrepreneurship and regional development. In particular, we are very keen to promote unicorns or to-be unicorns. So this whole project has to do with regional development, has to do with innovation. And our idea is to identify best practices and policy instruments that can promote. So we have different activities, and all these activities are all geared towards identifying what are some policy instruments that can promote more entrepreneurs, high growth, scale-up entrepreneurs. So we have a total of 12 partners from 9 different countries, as you can see on this. So if you move to the next slide. So we had 2 meetings before. We are open to all partners, but internally we had 2 different meetings regarding this opening up to new partners. And in these meetings, the consensus was we were open to all. And in particular, there was interest from Albania, Bosnia-Herzegovina, Montenegro, North Macedonia, Serbia. Well, reality is all. We are looking for organizations which have a strong track record in entrepreneurship promotion, business incubation, policy making, regional development. Again, that has to do with the nature of our project, which is to do with policy instruments, entrepreneurship. This is going to be mostly discovery partners, as we are in the first call. We are hoping that we can exchange best practices and that the new partners can discover from this ecosystem, the very rich ecosystem of 9 different countries and 12 different partners, what we have discovered, and via our learning, maybe you can also learn something and we can also learn from you. But again, the focus is on entrepreneurship, and that's of course my own personal interest as a researcher also. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sumodip, for this presentation. Thank you to all the 3 of you for talking about your project and sharing with us what you're looking for. We are more than 200 online this morning, so I am sure that we have suitable and interested candidates with us that are eager to maybe discuss more about the project or ask you questions and exchange contact details. So this is why I now invite you to join the breakout rooms we created. You should see an icon, breakout rooms, on the menu at the bottom of your screen. If you do not see it, you can click on the icon with the 3 dots more, and in the menu you should see breakout rooms. And you will be then able to join one of the room from one of the projects we just heard. This will be the opportunity to hear more about the project, to ask questions, to maybe exchange email addresses and phone numbers if you are interested. So you can go to you can join one room. You can also go to one room and then change and move to another one. So I hope this is also clear how to do it, but just to repeat, you can join the breakout rooms from the menu. You should see the icon. If not, don't hesitate to check under more. And of course, if you are facing any difficulties, you can also, of course, type the question in the chat directly. So I will leave you a moment to join the breakout rooms. So we opened the breakout rooms for the projects Embracer, Spotlock, and Unicorn Quest, as they were the one presents to discuss with you. So I see some people are joining the rooms. In case you are facing technical issues and there is a room you would like to join and you cannot, you can write to us in the chat and we will do our best to try to assign you to the rooms. We will be back in a moment when the discussions will be closing in the breakout rooms for the concluding word. So in the meantime, I will just stop talking. We'll let you join the breakout rooms, and we see each other back in a moment. So welcome back. I hope you all had very fruitful exchanges. We are sorry the breakout room closed a bit earlier than we expected, but I hope you still managed to exchange and discuss. So this event is getting to the end. We have a few final piece of information to share with you. The slide will appear in a moment. Some closing remarks about the next steps. Also to remind you that we, so the slides are here. So about the next steps, it's mostly to remind you what has been already said by my colleagues this morning, whether it was Ilaria in our presentation or Ilaria and Lorenzo answering your question. But as we saw already, the way for you now to proceed is the request for change procedure in the portal directly to make sure to integrate the partners you might have identified or that you will identify in the upcoming weeks. This, as Lorenzo said, we are here, your policy and your finance officers, we're here to support you along the way. So in case you have questions, don't hesitate to contact us. The deadline is the 7th of June, midday Paris time. This is, as we said also this morning, this is really the deadline for submitting the request for change and the revised application form. This is let's say the very last day to do so, but the call is already open, and if you want to, if you're ready to already open the request for change, if you're already ready to submit something, this is possible, and on this day to contact as soon as possible your policy and finance officers, all this to avoid last minute request. Now this event was most of course focused on the restricted call, but as we mentioned earlier, we also opened the third call, which is different. It's not about joining existing projects from the first and second call projects. The third call is really about new projects and new partnership. The call is open on 20th of March and will also be closing on the 7th of June. The application pack is available on our website. A lot of information is also available on our website, and we are organizing a series of events to support you in this. So the upcoming events are the webinar weeks where you will be able to get the answers to your questions about partnership, about designing project methodology, about budget finances, about communication. This will be happening between the 15th and the 18th of April. All events are starting at 10 in the morning, and you will get some presentation in the form of videos and then live question and answers. So if you have specific questions about the calls, this is the third call. This will be the opportunity to get the answer to these specific topics. And after this, we will also have some question and answer online sessions on the 26th of April, on the 17th of May, and on the 31st of May. All information about these events is available on our website. You can register to these events directly on the website. So you also have country information days. Again, we saw earlier in the presentation the page where you can get country-specific information. These events are organized by the points of contact and are usually national or regional events. Again, you can find more information following the link on this slide and on our website, of course. Before closing, you probably see right now the feedback on this event. Please answer the survey, as it helps us also to shape our future events. So thanks in advance for taking a moment to answer this short poll. Now, I would like to thank you all for participating. Of course, to my colleagues before and behind the screen. Thank you also to the lead partners of Embracer, Spotlog, and Unicorn Quest for pitching their projects. Indeed, this restricted call, the lead partners of the first and second call projects are the ones taking the initiative to extend the partnership. So I think this was an important thing also to remind. We hope you found this event useful. At the beginning, in the introductory words, Estelle was mentioning that the enlargement is high on the EU agenda. This restricted call, I can only confirm, is also important to our program because it is particularly strategic for the future of Interreg Europe. Our objective is to demonstrate that there is a real interest in interregional cooperation from our candidate countries. And of course, the best way to prove this is to welcome as many new partners as possible. So I hope to see many of you joining existing projects. In the meantime, I would like to thank you again for your participation, for your questions, for your enthusiasm. Have a great day and see you soon.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.